and welcome back to Beauty Bee. I'm Iris, your friendly neighborhood beauty vlogger who is just trying her best. And this is the first episode of the Eye-dessy. Uh, in one of the ways I am just trying my best this winter is in learning to do a cut crease. It is something that I have tried a few times before, never with great success, but now I am just going to really work on it and hopefully get really good at it, or at least better. We'll settle for progress. That's fine. I'm starting out with some NYX glitter glue. I'm using a pretty shimmery lid color, so I wanted something that would really adhere to. All right, so we're starting with this really light shimmery peach. I don't think this actually showed up very well on camera. However, in person, it did look like a really nice sheen on the eye. And I am just using a shader brush to put that in the inner half, roughly, of my eyelid. I think I have to build this up quite a bit if I remember correctly. Yep, lots of building up involved here. I wanted to keep this pretty neutral and light on the lid and then go a little bit darker in the crease, of course, because it's a cut crease. And so I'm just finishing building up that peach. I don't know why you look so disappointed, Iris. That went fine. Also, this entire look went fine, so I don't know why you were so concerned overall. Now I'm taking a slightly darker shimmering pink, and I am overlapping that a little bit with the peach, but then filling in the entire outer half of my lid as well. The overall effect so far is pretty soft and pretty neutral, but I think you can definitely see more of that pink than you could of the peach. Thumbs up, good going. Yeah, this was gonna be rough, but you got through it. You did get through it, friend. I point to the brown and then I choose not to use it. And I go with the black instead because, go big or go home. So I'm taking that on a angled liner brush. This was a little bit stiffer than most angled liner brushes because I had used it with a used mascara as liner on it a couple days previously and not bothered to wash it. And I actually think that was probably a good choice. So what I'm doing now is I'm just tracing the crease of my eye and then winging it out a tiny little bit. I find that wings really do accentuate my eye shape quite nicely. So I chose to try to wing this crease out. I know these aren't even. I don't realize it at the time, but I figure that out towards the end of the video. And we're calling that good enough. So now I'm going to begin my blending process. I'm going to use two different colors to blend. The first one that we're going to start with is this sort of reddish brown color. I'm going to take that on this really tiny crease brush and go over just the top of the black line that I made to soften it up just that little bit extra. And I don't know what throws off the white balance in all of these pictures, but something does. I think it's my hand, which isn't great, but oh well. So I'm doing my best to blend out that line. I'm adding a little bit more color than I want to, but I will fix that later. I think that overall I like the effect on the right eye better than the left, but I think I did a better job applying the blending shades to the left than the right eye. So now I'm using this very light almost nude color, and I'm going to further blend. I really just want to blend that into my natural skin tone as much as possible. I don't want a really harsh line. I don't know that I really achieved that goal. It still is pretty dark, it's still pretty harsh, but we were trying, okay? We tried. Now I repeat on the other side. This side, I'm not sure exactly what I was doing wrong. I've looked over this footage a couple of times at this point, and I still can't figure out why this looks so much less blended and darker than it did on the other side. I don't know if I was being more heavy-handed than I realized, or if part of it was lighting or what, but I had a time trying to blend these shades out, and I'm very visibly not happy with how that blended. So what I ended up doing is I went back to that shader brush that I used for the peach, and I went into a mixture of I went into a really light mixture and tried to cover up some of the darkness, especially in the inner corner. And I think that did actually help quite a bit. I found that that really did alleviate some of the worst parts of the darkness. However, this is definitely something that I will want to improve upon. I also took it right along the brow bone to lighten that area up. I usually highlight my brow bone anyway, but today it felt extra important because I had pretty much blended that brown shade all the way up to my brow. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking that really fluffy crease brush that I used for the sort of nude shade, and I'm cleaning it off on my hand as best as I can. And now I'm going into that sort of yellowy nude shade again, and I'm just trying again to lighten up that dark shade that went a little too high. This look was like 10% doing a cut crease, 90% trying to fix my cut crease. And I am pleased with that for the moment. Uh, Spoiler alert, there's a false ending in here. M. Night Shyamalan, call me. So now I'm going into the angled liner shade again, and I'm just dotting right along my lower lash line. I didn't want to add more depth to this look because we saw how that went on the upper lid, but I did feel like I needed to balance it out with something. So I decided to kind of lean into the mod 60s vibes of the cut crease by just adding drawn on lower lashes, and I think that was actually a great choice. If there is one thing that I took from this look, it was that that combination works really well with my features. And I don't actually know what I'm doing here. I think I'm just floundering. Oh, and I found some mascara, so now we get to do the awkward thing where we watch me try to apply mascara and not do it very well. I could speed this up, but you know, then we wouldn't get to enjoy this special moment of watching my awkwardness together. Blink, blink, because it feels like it's getting in my eye every time. It's not, it's fine. And I convince myself things are even and that it's time to put on some lipstick. So I'm using a light pink. This is from Revlon. It's in the shade Secret Club. It's been kind of a go-to for me recently because it goes with practically anything unless it is super, super peach. And I'm dotting a little bit of that on my cheeks and blending it out as well for a sort of easy monochromatic look. This is actually quite monochromatic, isn't it? I kind of forgot that I'd used the pink on the lid. Now I'm trying to check that everything is good, and I convinced myself it's okay. Showing it off, always weird to watch myself do that. And what am I gonna grade myself? 8 out of 10? That's what you think now. There's my false ending. So now I'm just drawing that line out a little bit further. I know we said earlier that it wasn't even. And I'm just going to use a little bit of the dark brown to blend that out because I was bored. I was done with this. And now I'm actually done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you did. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!